Hi, let's see what's up with these new mortars. Grenades are powerful. We'll fire them via mortars here. Mortars are ballista totems that fire independently of you, but are not considered minions, despite being allies. They're an extension of the character that copies their stats. You will look for stats that affect your character only. By firing grenades this way, you will simply deal more damage because, despite the heavy penalties on attack speed and damage, ballistas have a much better cooldown recovery rate for grenade skills, and you can summon up to 4 of them. They are of course less mobile, so totem placement speed plays a role. Your character, after setting up these contraptions, will use explosive shots to detonate grenades. Waiting for them to detonate on their own is one of their biggest downside, now invalidated. Since we're at it, adding a Mirage Archer with another grenade will suit the playstyle. There are no bizarro restrictions or novelty interactions in this build, meaning you can go with any class that starts close to the bottom of the skill tree, like Gemling or Tactician. Tactician has the powerful pin branch, the passive for extra deflection, and a solid plan to retain spirit. It's good. The explosive grenade is our shell to load the mortar with. Other choices are more utility oriented. It deals converted fire damage. You will need a weapon with high physical damage. This fire damage can be later converted again into lightning with Valakos Vice, which is the recommended route. We can allocate glancing blows and iron reflexes to focus entirely on armor and defenses stemming from it, like making it apply to elemental damage and deflection rating gained from Polish That Gear. You could rely on evasion and armor both if you prefer that. Evasion is good too. You have to place totems and shoot bolts, which is a bit clunky, but clear speed is okay with the urgent totem support gem. Boss damage is perfectly fine for all the bosses in the game. The build will work on rare items alone, bottom of the barrel or top of the line ones, so it's hard to put a price tag on it. While we stand by what we just said, that the build can run on rares, there are nonetheless some great uniques that most players deemed best in slot, so we'll mention them here. It's Constricting Command and Valakos Vice. Other uniques will most likely be better replaced with rares at some point. Constricting Command. You want it to roll 5 on the surround requirement to be always surrounded even when no one is there. Then, you can put Defy 2 support in your damaging setups and allocate the powerful nodes that require you to be surrounded. Valakos Vice are solid gloves with fire to lightning conversion that will let you shock, which is great. Idol of Uldern. Its only merit is an extra maximum totem. Totems are your main damage source, so if it's an upgrade from 2 to 3 or 3 to 4, one can deem it a substantial enough damage boost. You may consider going for the combination of iron reflexes, glancing blows, and Polish That Gear. This will turn your evasion into armor, and requires high evasion, armor either or both on your gear. Your other defensive layer is maximum life and employing armor to apply to elemental damage. Your damage is sourced from a crossbow, and you're scaling with grenades, totems, attack, and crossbow damage. Crossbow. Attack speed is not a priority. Look for hit damage instead. It can be physical, since it's all converted to fire and maybe then to lightning. With that in mind, you may seek added fire and added lightning damage too, especially when they're gained as extra. Level 2 attack skills and desecrated mods are crucial too. On gloves, you're mainly looking for armor, defenses, resistances, and maximum life. Overall, the unique gloves that we've mentioned before are better. Boots shall have movement speed and the most rudimentary defensive stats, the 100% increased effect of socketed items. Essence mod can be fun if you have 2 sockets here. Once you get an amulet with good rolls on level to projectile skill gems, maximum life and spirit, you're set. Rings should be your main source of attributes and resistances, but some maximum life should be here as well. Added damage is good, but don't prioritize it over the aforementioned stats. On a belt, you can get life, resistances, strength, and armor. Other mods are of lesser importance. Nothing to be excited about on a body armor, just a lot of life, resistances, armor, and maybe spirit since it's a premium stat. Aim for jewels that will increase your area, elemental, or crossbow damage. You can also scout for radius jewels, which can be socketed near the surround theme clusters that you are going to allocate with that helmet. Mortar Cannon is a meta skill that transforms linked grenade skill into a ballista totem attack. They'll deal less damage with less attack speed, but have increased cooldown recovery rate. You will be able to place maybe up to 4 ballistas. Link it with Explosive Grenade. This grenade has the highest damage of them all. It deals converted fire damage. Link it with Urgent Totems, Payload, Elemental Armament, and Multi-Shot. You can replace the less important gems with Rakiata's Flow if you have it, but do so against pinnacle bosses only, since they have high resistances to invert, and your damage is good already. If you have the Constricting command with 5, you may include Defy 2 in all the damaging setups instead of the least valuable support. Mirage Archer is a persistent meta skill that can fire any ranged attack for you. It does so via a Mirage Archer that spawns when you dodge roll. It is not a minion. It copies your stats, and will deal less damage than mortars, so don't prioritize this setup over them. We will link it with Explosive Grenade, again Payload, Elemental Armament, Multi-Shot, and something for damage like Lightning Attunement, or something for AoE like Magnified Area. Explosive Shot is a crossbow attack that doesn't do any real damage on its own. It detonates grenades. You can set up a separate skill tree on Weapon Swap for it. Grenades and totems will remember the weapon and tree the moment you fire or place them, and keep these bonuses until they detonate or expire. Link it with Ratha's Assault, Arjune's Medal, Nova Projectiles, Fork, and Magnified Area. Ratha's Assault can be replaced with Double Barrel if you prefer the default reloading style. Arjune's Medal can be replaced too if you plan to fight a pinnacle. Switch it with something with damage or AoE in that case. If you have Valako's Vice for lightning damage sourced from fire damage, you'll be able to shock easily when mapping. Herald of Thunder will improve your clear speed in that case. If you don't have the gloves, use Time of Need instead. Link your Herald of Thunder with Elemental Armament, Elemental Focus, Bone Shrapnel, Lightning Attunement, and Deadly Herald if you have Spare Spirit, or Long Shot if you don't. War Banner grants more attack damage, more attack speed, and more accuracy rating when you place the banner. Only you, the character, have to stay in its range. Link it with Duresso's Passion, Magnified Area, Prolonged Duration, and Refraction. Wind Dancer grants a big bonus to evasion. It breaks when you take a hit and knocks back nearby enemies. It's of course pointless with Iron Reflexes, so if you have it, replace Wind Dancer with Attrition, or better yet, Herald of Ash. Link your Wind Dancer with Pin or Blind, Maim, Magnified Area, and Life Leech. With Companion, you can summon a minion for useful passive bonuses or auras like Haste. It's not supposed to deal any significant damage on its own, since you haven't invested in minion damage at all. Link it with Brutus's Brain and Loyalty, so that it won't die that often. Voltaic Mark is something we'll use only to cause a marked enemy to take increased damage by increasing the effect of the shock it suffers. Good only on the toughest bosses, since it's really not that influential. Link it with Mobility, Efficiency, and Lightning Mastery. Quest Rewards, the Valley of Titans. We don't need charms to affect us. They're here to remove stun, freeze, or bleed when it's inflicted upon us. Charm charges gained are better in that case. In the crypts, you can pick the mana regeneration rate vial since your high level grenade will cost a lot of mana. In the Halls of the Dead, you may pick anything really, just go with what's missing on your gear. In the prison, get mana recovery from the mana flask. In the bazaar, you can choose global defenses if you don't need attributes or resistances, which are your 2 other valid choices. The skill tree will provide you with grenade, ballista, 2-hand weapon, area, and elemental damage. Remember to avoid physical damage increases there. You convert all that. It's also important to remember to pick no evasion if you have iron reflexes. And if you do have it, there aren't really that many defensive nodes to allocate. Go the extra mile to allocate jewel sockets instead. If you don't have reflexes, get some evasion mixed with armor. If you have the unique gloves, allocate lightning damage nodes while avoiding electrocution passives. You don't electrocute. If you have the unique helmet, search for surrounded and allocate everything that twinkles. Important notables are Artillery Strike for an extra totem, Fearful Paralysis to pair up with your Ascendancy's pin, and all grenade notables. Don't pick any critical strike nodes. We don't do that. And that's all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.